left, 2.
Coach, Davide Chinellato, Gazzetta Italy. Do you think your chances to win Game 3 will depend most on LeBron himself or his ability to inspire his teammates to play better?
Our team overall. I just think that we all have to play better, and we will. I know coming out, Game 3. So it's not just LeBron; it's our whole team. We all have to play better, and we will.
Chris, back left.
Ty, Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. What went into the decision to go with Shump on Kevin Durant? I think it was the second quarter of Game 2. And did you get out of that defensively what you wanted to in that matchup and for the scheme that you were trying there?
I mean, well, Durant's a tough cover. And just like LeBron, I started on him to set the tone early, try to bring a physicality to him. And then, after that, we got to put other guys on him so LeBron can, get his rest. We asked him to score the basketball, pass the basketball. So with Shump on him, with RJ on him, just trying to give him different looks. And, it's going to be tough to guard him one-on-one anyway. So having LeBron off the ball where he's able to get some steals and, roam a little bit and play free safety, it was good for us. So we'll see how it goes.
To follow up on that, you've talked about how much you like Shump because he can guard 1s, 2s, and 3s, and you've used him a lot against opposing point guards throughout. Are you comfortable in that kind of matchup with that kind of scorer in Durant?
Yes.
Scott, right here.
Coach, Scott Sargent, WFNY. So much is being made about pace. 1, is that being overblown? And 2, how much of it is execution within your current pace that you're kind of deploying from a game plan standpoint?
We have to play fast. That's our game. And you saw early in the first half when LeBron's able to attack and get downhill with the floor open, that's when we're at our best. And if they help, kicking it out for 3. So we want to play with a pace, but to play with pace, you got to get stops. So when we get stops, we want to get out and run. We want to play with pace, and we want to attack early.
Michael, right here.
Hey, Ty. Michael Grange from Sportsnet in Toronto. This time last year, Tristan was a big part of your success, or what ended up being your success in the finals. What do you need from him to turn this series around?
It's not anything Tristan isn't doing. I just think against his team, you have to score the basketball. And they're doing a good job of, helping off of him and roaming and getting back. But, Tristan hasn't played bad. It's just he hasn't got a lot of minutes. And I think to beat this team, you have to score the basketball. So we've thrown some offensive units on the floor. And we've been productive with that. So not anything that Tristan hasn't done. It's just that, to beat this team, I think you got to score the basketball.
Ty, Terry Pluto from the Plain Dealer. You mentioned before about playing with pace. That's your game. Of course, they are so good playing with pace also. So how do you, how do you keep control so that they don't get those 10, 15-point runs, that kind of thing?
We just have to take care of the basketball. I think, taking good shots when we're playing with pace and not turning the basketball over, letting them get out in transition. So, that's our game. We're not going to change our game because of who we're playing. And I'm confident that we can play that way, and we did it last year when a lot of people said we couldn't. And but that's our game. That's who we are, and we're not going to change just because we're playing Golden State.
You mentioned, so you think basically when it's gotten away, it's when you just started kicking the ball around, turning it over is really
some timely turnovers, some timely turnovers and taking some bad shots. I think, we got to play our game and play with pace, but we can't get in a hurry. We can't take bad shots. We can't turn the basketball over. And, in that first half where you saw when we was playing with pace, getting downhill, LeBron getting into the paint, getting layups and dunks, that's how we got to play. If it's not there, kicking it out for 3s. If it's not a good shot, then run our offense. So just got to do a better job of, taking care of the basketball when we're playing fast and also taking good shots.
Joe, standing in back left.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. Ty, I apologize if you've been asked this already, but there's been speculation that you would consider swapping JR with Shumpert in the starting lineup. Is that a decision that you've made yet?
Nope.
What would you weigh if indeed you're
I'm
thinking
not doing
about that? Oh, you're not? Okay, so
no.
JR will start in Game 3.
Yeah.
Any tinkering with player rotations at all that you can share or thinking about?
Not that I can share, no.
Thanks.
Marla, next question here.
Marla Ridenour, Akron Beacon Journal. Just along those lines, but is there a fine line between making too many changes and sort of doing something drastically different at this point in the season?
I'm not making a change. I'm just,
But I was even thinking more along the lines of strategy or, game plan decisions. Do you want to stick with what got you here?
As far as what?
Well, I guess
I don't
just-
understand.
Well, I guess I'm just thinking about, maybe the rotations or, different combinations of guys or that kind of thing that maybe you haven't used very much.
No, not really.
Dave on the left side.
Hi, Dave McMenamin, ESPN. You guys, I think you're 21 for 60 from three for the first two games, and you shot close to 40 as a team during the regular season. Are you comfortable with the looks? What could you do better, do you think, to get that percentage up in Game 3?
Yeah, we have to make some shots, but also when they're closing out hard to us, so we got to be able to read when we have shot or we have chances to attack the basket. So, driving closeouts is, one of their weaknesses. So we got to do a better job of shooting a three, but if it's not open, driving the closeouts and then making an extra pass or finishing at the rim.
Chris, last question in the back left.
Ty, your three-point defense is something that you focused on a lot. In the first two games, the Warriors have gotten 32 wide-open threes. What hasn't worked for you guys on the defensive end to make sure that you keep them from getting those open looks?
Some has to do with transition, turning the basketball over, trying to get back in transition. A lot of it just being aware, staying alert. With this team, you can't relax at all. If you relax, they make you pay. And they made some tough shots, but that's what they do. They make shots behind 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line, and they're capable of doing that. But we got to do a better job of just staying locked into these guys, being physical, staying on their bodies, and then, we can do a better job with a three-point shot.
Thank you, Coach.